Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive. Today, we're really getting stuck into the world of elite rugby strategy with our rugby obsession deep dive. We're looking at a pretty fascinating, maybe even controversial decision from a top coach. Yeah, Rassie Erasmus and the Springboks. We want to unpack a surprising schedule change and figure out what it signals. And hey, before we jump right in, if you love getting into the tactics and stories of rugby like we do, make sure you hit subscribe on Rugby Obsession, wherever you get your audio. You really don't want to miss these breakdowns.
Absolutely. We're looking at how one pretty bold move is setting the tone for a massive tournament ahead and tells you a lot, about that relentless drive for perfection in top-level sport. It's fascinating stuff.
Okay, so let's pull back the curtain. We're working off a report here from Warren Fortune, dated Tuesday, July 29th, 2025. And it flags up a really significant, unexpected call from the Springbok camp. What's the big headline?
The big news, and it definitely raised some eyebrows, is that Rassie Erasmus, the Bokke coach, he admitted canceling a planned 2-week break for the team. Completely canceled it. Instead of resting up, he actually got the squad together in Johannesburg on Sunday, July 27th, way earlier than planned.
Wow, a canceled break just like that.
Just like that.
That sounds intense. You'd think after playing hard, a break would be crucial, right, for recovery?
You would think so.
So what was the reasoning? Why make such a demanding call?
Well, Erasmus was pretty upfront about it.
Huh?
He said, and this is a quote, "We initially didn't have this weekend as a camp. We were going to give the guys 2 weeks off, but it's a bit too long." He actually said he was itching to get started.
Itching to get started, so impatience almost, or just pure focus.
I think it points to this massive desire to keep the momentum going,
Yeah.
Maintain that peak level of preparation. It's like he values that tactical sharpness and mental readiness right now, maybe even more than the physical rest. It's a calculated risk, definitely.
Okay, so it wasn't just about discipline or cutting short holidays.
No.
What did pulling them back early actually let them achieve? What was the point of this extra unscheduled camp week?
It was highly strategic. Erasmus laid out a few key goals. First, he said it gave them time to go through every single facet of our game. Really fine-tooth comb stuff.
Every single facet, like deep analysis.
Exactly. Analyzing everything. Rucks, defense, lineouts, the breakdown, everything. Second, and this sounds crucial, ensuring 100% alignment between players and coaches. Making sure, quote, all the players know exactly what we expect from them.
Right, so everyone on the exact same page. No confusion.
Precisely. Total clarity on roles and strategy. And third, it wasn't just theory. There was a lot of conditioning as well.
Okay, so physical work too, keeping them sharp physically.
A top-up, basically.
That level of detail sounds vital.
Yeah.
But how does that work if some key coaches aren't even there yet? Are they all in camp?
Well, that's an interesting point. Not everyone is there yet. The players are in, but some key coaches, Tony Brown, Jerry Flannery, Patty Sullivan, they're still overseas.
Oh, okay.
They're due to join up on Sunday, August 3rd. And apparently only then will they fully concentrate on Australia.
So this initial phase is more about groundwork, individual stuff.
Seems like it. Maybe focusing on the players, the core skills, the conditioning, before layering on the specific game plan for the Wallabies once the whole coaching team is together. A kind of phased approach.
Interesting. And this level of intensity, this drive, it comes even after they've been performing really well recently, right?
Oh, yeah.
How have they actually been doing on the scoreboard? Did those recent results maybe, I don't know, make him feel they could push harder? Or did they not matter?
Well, Erasmus actually touched on that. He said something really telling. I don't think one is ever 100% satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
And look, their results since that Barbarians game in June, pretty staggering.
Give us a rundown.
Okay, they beat the Babas 54-7, then Italy twice, 42-24, and a 45-0 shutout. And then Georgia 55-10 on July 19th. So points-wise, it's something like 200 points for only about 40 against.
Wow, that's dominant. Absolutely dominant.
On paper, yeah. Huge wins, strong defense.
So with a record like that, why the need for even more intense prep? Why cancel the break? Most coaches would be giving high fives and sending players to the beach.
Right, and this is where it gets interesting about squad management and that elite mindset. Erasmus talked about how they'd previously worked with a really big squad, sometimes over 45 players.
Okay, big group.
The upside, he said, was building depth in positions, which is obviously huge. But the downside, he admitted they lose a bit of one-on-one attention with individuals in small details because you have to rotate so many players.
Makes sense. Harder to give individual focus with such big numbers.
Exactly. So now with this smaller group, just 37 guys in camp, the focus shifts. It's about making absolutely sure these 37 guys are 100% where we want them to be. Quality over quantity for this specific period.
But he sees a benefit from the big squad approach, too.
Yeah, he did mention a key positive. He said, now, everyone knows our structures, and when we call on them for the All Black games, those guys can slot in easily. So the groundwork done with the larger group helps with long-term flexibility, even as they focus intensely on this smaller core group right now. There's a balance.
Okay, that makes sense. This really focused preparation sounds critical then, especially given what's coming up next. What is the immediate challenge?
It's the start of the Rugby Championship, and they kick off at home. Back-to-back tests against Australia. First one's in Johannesburg, August 16th, then Cape Town on the 23rd.
Against Joe Schmidt's Wallabies. That's a tough start.
Definitely. And remember, the Wallabies are finishing up their series against the Lions this Saturday, so they'll be battle-hardened themselves.
Yeah, no easy games there. It really highlights the incredible dedication, doesn't it? The constant push at the top. And you see this across rugby, right? European Cups, World Cups, club games in New Zealand, England, France, even women's rugby, 7 schools. There's always this drive.
It's universal at the elite level.
So what's your take? Do you think this gamble by Erasmus, this intense camp instead of a break, will give the BOKS the edge they need against Australia? We'd genuinely love to hear what you listening think too. Drop us your comments. Does this feel like genius coaching or pushing too hard? And while you're thinking about that, if you want more of these kinds of tactical insights and stories, please do make sure you're subscribed to Rugby Obsession.
Yeah, this whole Springbok camp situation, it really just underlines how vital strategy and maybe more importantly, constant adaptation are in pro sports. It's not just about winning the next match. It's about always evolving, always tweaking, always looking for those tiny advantages, even when you're already the best.
Absolutely. It's a fantastic reminder that even teams at the very peak are constantly searching for that extra 1%. That relentless drive, never being satisfied, that's what this rugby obsession is all about, isn't it? Because being good enough just doesn't cut it when everyone else is trying to catch you. This move by Erasmus, it's not just about perfection. Maybe it's also about the pressure of being champions. How do you stay ahead?
That's the big question, always.
Definitely something to ponder. How much more can you push before it pushes back? Well, we hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the Springbok's intense preparations. For more exclusive insights like this, make sure you subscribe to Rugby Obsession wherever you get your audio. Thank you for listening to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive, and we will look forward to you listening to our next episode.